Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It's already Friday, May the 29th. This is the last Friday of May. It's all over. June rolls in with a roar coming up next week and bringing with it a little bit of hot weather. I'm sure that you already know that. Good morning. I hope your day is going well and you've had a time to get up, relax, and get ready for today and be ready for whatever the world throws at you. It's going to be a good day, though. Let's all keep our fingers crossed. As we begin today, let's go ahead and start taking a look at our forecast brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. As we go over to radar this morning, we see that the Meridian area over to Newton and these areas to Jackson, no rain, south near Clark. As we go up further north, we get a small shower in Kemper County this morning out past, it's going to be above Cypress Mills, and then you go up 45, some light stuff there getting into Noxubee County, Winston, all clear this morning, but nothing bad so far. So that's a quick look at what's going on at the moment. As we start looking ahead later today, expect a 50% chance of showers today. It'll be after 10 a.m., high of 87. We'll watch that tonight with a 20% chance of showers, low around 65, and then the rain is out. There's nothing but sunshine in the near future as we hit highs of 85 on Saturday. Sunday we'll move up to 86, and as we go into next week, we again start banking those 90. And then it moves up to Tuesday, 92. By Wednesday, we're all the way up to 93, 94 for highs. So that's what to expect over the next few days. But a little bit of a rain chance today, so keep that in mind as you're out doing what you've got to do. As we look at what the National Weather Service is telling us right now, they throw this up. This area here, Meridian, and most of Kemper and south through Clark is where our chance of thunderstorms are after 10 o'clock this morning. So we'll watch that. Again, it's a 50% chance today is what the National Weather Service is telling us. So that's where we are at this point. We'll get back to that here in just a little bit and do a recap at the end of it to let you know again how weather is shaping up this morning. As we start looking at, I wanted to bring up the COVID-19 because it just doesn't seem that it's going away in the state of Mississippi. As we get new numbers from yesterday, 328 cases was reported yesterday with 23 deaths and another 127 outbreaks in long-term care facilities. Kemper gets one, Lauderdale gets one. As we go down to Neshoba, they have 3 deaths added to the list yesterday. So it has been a very busy week for COVID-19 in the state of Mississippi, still not letting off. We're watching it very closely as we go through this. Wow. Just be glad, as you will, when all this starts to die down and we don't even have to bring up the name COVID-19. As we turn to look at what's going on in the news, and this is consuming the news no matter where you are, in Minnesota, Minneapolis to be more specific, and this stuff is spreading. It is going elsewhere. As we start out, pictures here of looters. There was one that was shot dead outside of a pawn shop. They were stealing things. The owner of it shot him. They confirmed that he died there. And just as you'll look at the autos on there, that's one of the ones. I've got several pictures here that will show you of what's going on there. Again, everybody agrees that the man should not have been killed, but looting is not the way. And they're just going through burning down jobs. Look at this. That's an overview of the pictures of what happened there. That's the target that was looted, and there's absolutely nothing left in it. They just kept getting and getting. Another shot there caused by the looters burning things. I think that may have been the AutoZone in the morning afterwards. A lot of people lose their job over that. The University of Minnesota is cutting ties with the police department. They had used them for security at football games, basketball games, and things of that nature. The university president wrote a letter and said, we are severing ties with one another now. Colin Kilpatrick has come out, and this is the second person that has said this. We'll go back over it in just a moment of the first person, but he's throwing out there that it's time to fight and warns that a revolt is coming in the wake of George Floyd's death. As we remember from yesterday, Ice Cube said, how long before we strike back? That was one of the things that he said yesterday. So, and then we move on to Mississippi and how this even come up. But the mayor of Petal is under fire for saying that the cops didn't do anything wrong. It was not. He didn't see anything unreasonable about the arrest. Of course, that's south of Jackson there in Petal. And that not going over well nationwide is what's going on with that. Let's go over and take a look at this, because this is as we go to Daily Mail. Let's take a look at these pictures here. Trump has tweeted that he can't stand back and watch this happen to a great American city like Minneapolis. A total lack of leadership. Either way, very weak radical left mayor needs to get his act together to bring the city under control, or he'll send in National Guard troops. He went on to say that the thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and he will not let it happen. I just spoke to the governor and told him that the military is with him all the way in a difficult situation. And goes on to say there at the end to say that when looting starts, the shooting starts. So that's what President Trump has got to say about all this. As we go back up, and let's look at this. You start back here with these pictures. This is the police department that they've attacked and torn apart. Horrible to see that. You go down through the city here. This is more demonstrators. As it gets nightfall, they get a little bit heavier. This is Denver, Colorado. This person, I guess, had taken enough and bumped a protester that had jumped on top of the car after they got away and knocked him down. You know, why do that to people? Why do you want to jump on their cars? We go down. This is more burning there in Minneapolis. You go down. This is more scenes from that. Rough. Well, the riots, that's a live shot there of what was going on last night. You know, how long does this go on? What do you do to stop these? That's a very, very tough question that somebody's got to work on. Rough situation is all I can tell you about that. It's just horrible to see our cities burned. As we go back to more news this morning, a Georgia teacher has been paralyzed. This is, you just can't imagine it. They had rented a water slide, had it in their backyard. She was playing with the kids, slid down. She bumped into a child on the way down, and it paralyzed her. She's paralyzed from the chest down. She is getting a little bit of tingling in her hand. You wouldn't think that would cause that, but it was just a bad situation. We hope that she recovers from that. As we move on to our next stories this morning, Johnny Cash's granddaughter has been heckled for wearing a mask. Roseanne Cash tweeted yesterday about her daughter going to Kroger, and somebody yelled out, and I blacked out the ugly words of what was said, but they yelled at her and called her a real ugly name for wearing a mask. If anybody chooses to do that, that's their right. You shouldn't be heckled for doing that, trying to protect yourself. She's been sick, and we don't know people's conditions. There's nothing wrong with wearing a mask at all. 555 Tyson workers have tested positive for the COVID-19. That was in Iowa. We certainly hope that's 22% of their workforce at that particular plant. We hope this doesn't slow down the rising cost of what we've seen was happening with meat in stores. Have you bought hamburger meat lately? Steaks? The price is going up, and it's not lack of cattle. It's a bottleneck there when it gets to the slaughterhouses. So let's hope that those prices stay low. As we move next, what do you do when Grandma passes away and you still need her Social Security check? Well, this lady decided that it was time to put her in the freezer. She kept her there for 15 years. 15 years, and kept signing off on those Social Security checks. She has been arrested. Wow. A mom is being shamed for doing this, and I don't understand why. What's wrong with this? Her daughter, she made birthday pictures with her daughter with Kentucky Fried Chicken, and she put it on Facebook like most moms do. She was pretty much eaten alive, and they were calling her baby Chunky and other names like that, and, well, it's just not nice to do that. So that's what's happened. I don't think she's regretful at all for having her pictures done that. She said Mom and Dad finished off the chicken once it was all said and done. So there you go. Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and thanks for joining me. If you've never joined before, I do weather, and I keep you up to date with what's going on locally and some news. When the weather breaks out, well, we break in and carry it street by street. And speaking of things that's local, we turn to the Piggly Wiggly out in Collinsville. If you hadn't been out to see Joe lately, that is the place to go for all your groceries. If you need something that's local and a good guy and a clean store, that's where it is. They'll have anything that you need. A great restaurant as well to take care of you. And speaking of the restaurant, tonight, this is going to be it. This is the last weekend that you can come in and take advantage of the crawfish, boiled crawfish. Prices are $2.25 a pound. Peelers $1.50. Boiled crawfish is $3.50 a pound. So if you're out for it, this is it this weekend. So go see Joe. They'll fill you in. You can call ahead and do your order. Of course, always good to get steaks and anything else. Hamburgers, if you're looking for a plate lunch, they have it for you at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. And again, with the best meat in town, if you're needing meat, they've got it for you at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Let Joe show you around. Always some produce if you're into that. When it comes to your groceries, keep it local. They're good people there at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Drop in and see them. All right, as we start going, let's look at our 7-day forecast. Let's go back and take a look at what we've got to expect over the next few days when it comes to our forecast here. And let's turn that on. Sometimes that just doesn't always work. All right, as we go back over and take a look, again today you've got 40 to 50%. The National Weather Service is calling the 50% chance of showers after 10 a.m. We go on down. The rain chances after tomorrow are gone. It'll be sunshine in the forecast, and that's very, very late afternoon, 10% chances there. So a great-looking week is what we've got planned for you after we get through this little bit of a shower today. So great news on all that. And again, I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, San Marcos, SMI Automotive, Graphics Guru. They're good folks there on B Street, along with EMEPA, Patrick Allen, Storm Ready Shelters, Piggly Wiggly, Joe there, and all the gang there at Rick Justice Automotive, along with Hooper's on 22nd Avenue. If you need anything, those are some fine folks that'll take care of you. Again, thank you for spending part of your day with me here at Scotty Ray's Morning Weather. As we get our day started, it is Friday. Enjoy your day. I'll be back should the weather have some thunderstorms or anything like that to give you that street-by-street coverage here. And again, next week we'll give you a chance to win some San Marcos Mexican restaurant. We'll give away some Chino Bucks if you'd like to do that. Who wouldn't want to win that? That's coming up next week here at Scotty Ray's Morning Weather.